sitting around.
Did you?
On Saturday, my son had a 3-on-3 tournament.
A concession stand open?
It was.
Good.
Jealous.
Oh, don't worry, we have a lot of debt.
That's fine.
Brett.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
It's a good facility.
Yeah. it's-
Good. He's every day.
Yeah.
So,
Living the dream.
you know, I don't think having her at Josh's
Jenny
every day
will not
helps
be
too
here.
much
Yeah.
for daycare.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard.
In the sheriff's office Saturday,
Charged.
he retired in
No, I'm good.
January 1st.
Cause I done
What
collect
are you
that.
doing, son? Well, says I've got babysitting 4 grandkids this week, right?
That's where retirement looks like.
Yeah.
To it? That's our new phase 2. That's our new 6th through 12th grade.
Oh, nice.
Way it'll all, high school and middle school will all be located up there. High school, the old high school, knock on wood, will be part of that, one of those new grants that were issued for early childhood. And so we're gonna gut that and turn to kindergarten.
Really?
A small town, we kept getting, our wait list for preschool discoveries was insane, because people. That we needed a.
Are you on COJ guest?
Nope, I'm on city
You
adjustment.
need the other one. 2, 3, 4. It's all.
Turning their old
Two,
high
three,
school
four?
into
Yeah.
a 6-week,
Daycare, early childhood education, so who, do you
with a
know?
big.
Call this meeting in order at 7 o'clock. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Please put their mics on. The clerk call a roll of the council.
Danny Bell. Curtis Shares.
Here.
David Bishop.
Here.
Craig Wright.
Here.
Todd Ralph.
Here. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Be a roll call vote?
Shares.
Yes.
Bishop.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Rolfson.
Yep. Motion passes. Is there anyone who would like to address the council during citizens' input? We'll move on to old business. We have the second reading of an ordinance amending chapter 165, rezoning certain property. This is for Ben Wrench's property, kind of out there by Hawkeye Road. We tabled the second and third reading at the last meeting because some of the neighboring property owners didn't receive a courtesy notice. We've sent a second letter out to everyone, letting them know the rezoning was happening. And I'm gonna open up the floor now. It's not an official public hearing, but if anybody wants to address the council regarding this rezone, I said that we would give them an opportunity tonight. Is there any discussion from the council?
Letter or anything, or?
I have not seen anything.
And everybody been notified?
Yeah.
So if we rezone this, do we have any say, I know the fertilizer plant wants to go there.
Not specifically that, if they're gonna put the fertilizer plant in there, that is a special exception and that has to go through Board of Adjustment. So they will have to be a lot more site specific when they go to the Board of Adjustment to get a special exception approved. But that'll go directly to Board of Adjustment, not City Council.
So we'll never get another say on what goes in.
No. If it's something in the general use, then they can just build it there. I mean,
How loud is this?
have more traffic from the trucks coming in, he said, than the
Than
facility
North
itself, yeah.
Similar to the one that's in Duncan?
Sure what's in
That's one
Duncan.
in the office.
I've heard people complain about that one being really loud. Maybe they're two different type things.
Yeah, they're basically gonna be getting chemicals in there, mixing them to whatever their customer needs, and then,
I think that's what
Distribute
that
them
is
out.
as well, but.
Well, Denny wasn't too
Yeah, I
excited
watched,
about any issues.
yeah, I watched the video, I just wasn't sure if, is there any more research done, or, you know, it sounds like once we make this decision.
and there were quite a few property owners there at the planning and zoning meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and they discussed all that, and they had, for the most part, seemed content with his answer. We have a motion on the second reading.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any other discussion? Be a roll call vote?
Shares?
Yes?
Wright?
Yes.
Rolfson?
Yep.
Bishop?
Yes.
And do we have a motion to waive the third reading?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call vote?
Bishop?
Yes.
Shares?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Rolfson?
Yes.
And then we need a motion for final adoption of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote?
Rolfson?
Yep.
Shares?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
That ordinance passes. Under new business, we have a resolution hiring of a temporary seasonal employee and setting the salary. Two applicants?
I
Or is it
think
more
we
than
ended
that?
up with 3.
We ended up with 3. Mike interviewed him. He's recommending Haley Nye at $15 an hour.
So moved.
Any discussion? That'll be a roll call vote.
Shares?
Yes?
Bishop?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Rolfson?
Yep.
That motion passes. Then we have a resolution naming Brandon French as police sergeant and setting the salary. You wanna address the council?
I will. I think you guys got an application for, we had Brandon fill out a new application for the position of sergeant. We've had the position of sergeant open basically since I've been here full-time. And I just really haven't had anybody along the way that I felt would be a good fit for the sergeant position until now. I think Brandon's been with us for approximately a year and a half. Does that sound right, Brandon? Is that pretty close? Has been a great asset to the department. You know, I could name a bunch of attributes that that he carries that would make him great for this position. Just to name a few, I mean, his certifications kind of speak for themselves, and his motivation toward gaining more certifications, just his self-motivation in his daily activities, and what I've seen in his ability to lead as well. I couldn't think of anybody else to have beside me to help lead this department, so I am recommending him for the position of sergeant.
Make a motion.
Second.
Any other discussion? There'll be a roll call vote.
Rolfson?
Yep.
Shares?
Yes?
Wright?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have a quote from Midwest Contractors for full depth patching. Is that what you're here for, James?
You have anything to say?
It's in the
Yes.
council package.
Speaks for itself. Previous years, we've kind of done a lot of small patches throughout different areas.
Nobody can hear you tomorrow.
Previous years, we always do small patches throughout various locations in town. This winter wasn't so hard on the roads, so we're trying to locate, I'm trying to do a couple big intersections, mainly on Main Street, and then finish up. I'd say even when Big John was here, we're trying to redo most in front of the post office. This patch would do the majority of that and finish that intersection up too, so. Not all over town, but it's gonna be a couple of great big spots, and I think it'll really help out. I believe it's Dorman, pretty good transition up into that road right now. They'll take it out, widen it out, so it'll be a nice smoother transition, and then along with that, they'll do all the water main repairs and curb repair that we've tore up throughout the winter. Did separately through the water department, but they'll do that while they're in town too. Talked to Jesse Hill today, said they got a job canceled, sounds like they're gonna bring all 3 crews in tomorrow morning at like. So, any questions?
Curb repair.
They're not the company I'd use for curb repair, and I know it. So what they're gonna do is everything that's been torn out by a water main, they will do that, and they'll do the pieces in the intersections as well, that tie into the intersections. They don't wanna do the curb repair either, so we'll set all their money aside. that's Mike's department, and we'll start going into some major areas in town that needs some curb attention to.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, no,
Me too.
sorry, Craig, there's some worse ones than yours yet. You're up there, you're in the top 5.
Hanging that carrot.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you.
Other questions for James? Motion on that quote?
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? Be a roll call vote?
Right?
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Rolfson?
Yep.
Shares.
Yes.
Motion passes. And we have a quote in there for sewer televising. There's a map in the council packet on that too. The areas of red are what Mike wants to televise. These are areas that we have no televising records of at all. So he wants to get these televised so we can kind of get them mapped out.
Where are we at overall in this process? Is this gonna, this televising?
There are, I think he found a few more sections that weren't in this that need to be televised yet, but some of these that were televised back in the 80s. So
No, I
It's-
get that. I just.
it's of limited use at this point in time, but I know, talking with Mike, we've been cleaning a third of the town every year, and they're not getting a lot of grit and stuff when they're cleaning. So we're thinking of maybe backing off the cleaning a little bit and doing more televising to try and get our records more up to date on the sewer system. That's good.
Kimmel Bakers needs it.
We just don't have it. It's never been televised before. So when we televise it, then they pick up all the service lines too, and then Mike can put them on the GPS, I think is the main reason he wants to get that televised. So we haven't. That and that's been out there probably 10 years or more.
Oh, what, 20?
No, it was 2000.
Yeah. I just didn't know what that.
And I believe the one main line that goes through Emerald Acres, that goes out to the sewer plant, so that's why that one has been. Correct? If you're looking at the map. My
Or
guess.
it would probably actually take different equipment probably to televise that. It's probably what.
Oh, The
well,
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
It's got a lot of
right.
water in it.
Yeah, you're right, sorry. Camera like rolls over
Yeah.
in that, the actual main.
A motion on the sewer televising quote?
Second.
Any other discussion? Be a roll call vote?
Shares,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
Next, we have a request for reimbursement for a water service repair. This property owner had a water leak in his crawl space underneath the house. And we went to shut it off at the curb stop so they could fix it underneath the house, and the curb stop was broken. So he dug it up, had it fixed, and it was out behind his house, but he thought, and to the best of our knowledge, that went to his house. They dug it up, they fixed it, it didn't go to his house. So he dug it up, fixed a curb stop that went to, I think, an old house behind him. That's not being used anymore. And we still have not been able to find the curb stop to his house. But he is asking then, since it wasn't actually his curb stop, that the city pay for the repair. I guess
He did ask the city for help on locating that one, and
we thought that that was his, and it was not.
Okay.
I think it's a fair request. I'm talking with Mike, we thought kinda, I guess, argued, or not argued, discussed, like the curb box and the corporation, that's new to his vacant lot, he might be able to use that. Maybe we have him pay for that, but we pay for all the labor to do the work. I don't know, it's up to the county, we could pay for the whole thing. If we had them build a city, they could take the sales tax off, so it'd be $2,110.
Those in favor, so I'd make a motion.
Okay, for the whole thing. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Any other discussion? Let's do a roll call vote.
Rolfson?
Yep.
Shares?
Yes.
Motion passes. Then we need a motion to set a public hearing.
You had that other thing after that. Talk about that, or?
Oh, yeah. And then we also have the water bill in there. It's 21,800 gallons, which is below any adjustment that they can make at City Hall. Other times, we've taken the sewer bill off if the water wasn't going in the sewer. We just charged them for the water that was used, because the leak was underneath the crawl space and was going in the ground, not directly into the sewer.
So what are you recommending here then?
I think we could probably take the sewer off, and just take $122.95 off the bill, which was $262.
I'll make that motion to remove the sewer bill.
Any discussion? Let's do another roll call vote.
Shares?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Rolfson?
We'll move on to setting a public hearing date for a budget amendment for fiscal year 21-22. We want to set that for a regular council meeting on May 2nd. Motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes. And we have set a public hearing date for request to vacate South Street between Sixth Street and Seventh Street. We want to set that for April 18th. Our second meeting in April.
Move.
Do you have a- Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. That motion passes. And we want to set a public hearing date for 3T Investments LLC rezone request, also for April 18th.
What's going on there?
That's a grocery store property. He's asking to rezone that to C1. It's C2 now. Really because the setback requirements are less than C1.
So these are going to planning and zoning next Wednesday? These two agenda items? So there'll be planning and zoning next Wednesday, and then the public hearing will be at our next council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes. And I need a motion to set the date for the citywide cleanup day as May 7th, 2022.
So moved.
May 7th.
That's the weekend after citywide garage sales.
We can have that thing down there, the recycling center like we normally do, and like, you do such a great job. at it.
Yeah, somebody has to man it. Yes.
Somebody gets to man it?
Yes. Somebody draws the short straw. Correct.
I'll make that motion for that date.
Oh, I already got one.
Oh, second then.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. That motion passes. Next, we have a closed session. This would be under Iowa Code, Chapter 21.5, 1J, to discuss the purchase or sale of particular real estate, only where premature disclosure could be reasonably expected to increase the price of the governmental body would have to pay for that property, or reduce the price the governmental body would receive for that property. I would ask for a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? There'll be a roll call vote.
Right?
Yep.
Bishop?
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
Okay, council's now gonna go into closed session. We gotta switch the video around.
$38.
Including that authorization of the mayor signing, or should it come back to the council after?
Yeah,
drafted?
you can be that specific about it. I mean, you're authorizing the mayor on behalf of the city to make an offer. So is there a motion to direct the city attorney to draft an offer for purchase as discussed in closed session for the mayor to execute?
Move.
Second.
Discussion? That'll be a roll call vote.
Rolfson?
Aye.
Right?
Yes.
Shares?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
That motion passes. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. We're adjourned at 7:39.